Access denied. Absolutely not. These people cannot come back into your lives. Access denied. See, people seeing you struggling and they walked out on you, they stepped out on you, they knew your situation and they still chose to act how they acted. They still chose not to care about you. They still chose not to pour into you. They still chose not to support you. And some people are so upset right now because God is getting ready to bless you in front of their faces. And some people see you doing better in life and it's upsetting them. It's triggering them to see you winning. Because they know the moment you start really winning, that's when they really start losing. They already lost when they lost you. They took a big L and they didn't even recognize it. They took some big losses by simply treating you bad, by simply losing out on your company, by simply losing out on the presence of having you in their life. Some people don't even understand the reason why their blessings was flowing was because they was attached to you. You were the reason. You brought God's glory into the room. You brought God's light into some people's lives. And the moment they started treating you wrong, God started to remove you. God started to distance you day by day until the day y'all stop talking. And now that distance has created friction in their life. And I'm telling you, some people are so upset you left, but they even more mad that you doing good without them. They even more mad that you doing better ever since you got your mind right, ever since you started to understand that you deserve better, that God is going to pour into you, that God is going to repair and replace what they tried to take. See, the enemy thought it was meant for evil, but God turned this thing all around. And now you about to eat in their faces. Now you about to get a bag in their face. You was trying to go and chase the bag with them, and they didn't even want no parts of it. They didn't want no parts of your story. You were trying to motivate them. They never poured into you. They never supported you. Never encouraged you how you were encouraging them. You were always in the audience applauding them, making sure that they knew they had somebody there to support them. But when it came to you, they left you high and dry. You always felt empty. Man, they left a lot of damage on your soul. Some people really broke your heart and they thought it would stop your eternal purpose. But God came back around for the last laugh. And because God is laughing, simply because you his child, you're going to get the last laugh. I'm telling you too. Some people thinking that it's not going to work out for you, but they seeing you take these small steps that are turning into big moves. Big motion. They seeing you taking these small steps. Simply when you kept going without them, that was a wake-up call for them right there. Because they thought the moment that they left your life, that your life would start to fall apart. Meanwhile, your life was already falling apart when they were in your life. That had you already thinking. But the moment God actually separated y'all two, that's when their life started to fall apart and your life started to make sense. God started to rebuild you piece by piece. And you know what was shocking them is because your breakthrough, your comeback, it didn't happen all at once. God rebuilt you piece by piece so people could still sleep on you in the process. And now they don't know what's coming because you years in and you still didn't give up. You years in and now they're noticing the small steps you were taking and in the beginning are now turning into big steps. Some people are literally watching you win. They're watching you find you again. They're watching you find yourself again. They're watching you go and chase your dreams again. They're watching you go and become everything they thought you would not be. They're watching you become the reason they left you. And some people left you because they didn't think you were good enough. And they're watching you now. They're watching you be the thing. The reason why they left you, they're watching you do it, become it, and be it without them. See, when you were in these relationships, you lacked. You may have needed them emotionally. Maybe you lacked the emotional support. Maybe you lacked the financial support. Maybe you lacked the mental stability. Maybe you lacked the physical stability. Maybe you didn't have a job or you were jobless or homeless. And you needed people for certain things in your life and they walked out on you when you needed them the most. And now the very thing that God is doing in your life, people are looking at you like, how did you make it back? Because you ain't supposed to be here. You supposed to be where I left you, hurting. Remember when I walked out on you, you ain't know what to do. You ain't know where you was going to go. You didn't know which way to turn. But how do you have some sense of direction now? How you ain't so confused? How you ain't feeling hopeless? Because I know, chosen ones, you remember the day they walked out on you or the day God really separated y'all for real. Whether it be family, friends, or relationships, lovers, ex-narcissists, when God finally separated y'all for real. Because a lot of the time you thought about separating or distancing yourself, but God actually finally did it. And he did it for real. And when that day came, you really didn't know how you were going to make it through. You didn't know who you were going to be able to count on, call up and ask for a favor. But God literally showed you every day since that day that all you had to do is depend on him. And now people are watching you. I'm telling you, they're watching you walk up mountains that you were supposed to die, storms you were supposed to die in. They're watching your life get better and better and better. And this is the crazy part. They haven't even seen the beginning of it. This is just the beginning. This comeback is personal. And God meant something when he made you. When he created you, he designed you for a purpose. God worked his hands in your life. He created something. He created it fearfully and he created it wonderfully. And he created it in his image. And he blessed it. And he equipped it. See, people didn't know that you were equipped for the storm that you walked into when they walked out. Because God already prepared you for this. He was preparing you your whole life for the storm that you would have to face. And people thought you would not make it in the storm. They thought you would die in the storm, not even knowing God already equipped you and prepared you. And you didn't even know you was going to make it through. But God knew what he put on the inside of you. And it came out at the right time. Your true strength came through at the right time. You didn't even know what was on the inside of you till you had to go through some things. You didn't even know how strong you were till you had to go through some things. But how good is God that he made sure he prepared you before it even happened so that you got through your worst days and kept it moving. Now some people seeing you and you glowing and you flowing and you looking glorious. And I'm telling you, some people really seeing you prosper. They seeing you win. They seeing you keep going. They're seeing you taking step by step. And now every step you took, now it was funny the first 5 steps you took, but now you on your 100th step, you on your 300th step, and you close to the top. They thought it was a joke when you were at step 1, when you were at the ground level, but now baby, you done made it more than halfway. You don't even know how close you are to your breakthrough. But some people could feel it and smell it on you. They know when you're gonna be something big, bigger than they ever thought about you becoming, bigger than they ever thought about you. Some people didn't think you would even make it nowhere in life. Man, they thought you would flop. But man, God, sis, woman of God, created you to do some good things in this life, some big things, some powerful things. Now you out here, you got movement and motion in places where you used to be stuck and stagnant, and people, it's breaking people's hearts. They can't place it in their head. They can't understand it. How you made it through. They seen other people go through the same struggles and storms you went through, and they seen how other people ended up. And they looking at you and they comparing. And they're not understanding. It's not making sense. But I'm telling you, they can't even fathom what God is about to do next. And God is about to show out in front of all your haters that doubted you.